It says, urgent refund request. Hi, Luke. I just left you a message. We have some urgent house repairs that we need to attend to now. Would like to request a refund from our 2 Master Prac payments for the Masters. And now you said you're doing $1 million every 4 months now.
That's right.
All right, well, we have a man that actually, he came into my world all the way back in 2018 and had a conversation with him, and he came to our trainings in 2018, and he's actually one of the standouts of somebody who has transformed not just one area of his life, but he's transformed many areas of his life. And I thought it would be beautiful to have a little interview with him with some of the lessons, because this man has come from being in a 9-to-5 job that he wasn't totally fulfilled and happy with, to now running a very successful 7-figure company. And also he's attracted his dream relationship and partner, and he's manifested that as well. So I'd love to have this man on the stage. That's Mr. Paul Borg. Let's bring him on.
For 16 years I was a sales rep for a company that sold disposable gloves and PPE, safety products. And what motivated me initially was actually, went through a divorce, and so I came across Luke's courses, and I wanted to learn and use it all on myself to heal, but as part of it, I put together some business values, not knowing I wanted to leave my job, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. Eventually those business values did serve me.
You were in a job, you just came out of divorce, and you were not sure what direction you wanted to take your career as well. So I'm interested, what were some of the limiting beliefs that you had? Did you have some of the old ones, or did you put the new ones that you want?
To be honest, I haven't looked at the back of the board since I broke it, and I don't want to.
Yeah, wow.
It's in the past, it's gone, but I did write a whole lot of things about what I want to be, and I also, with my board, when I took it home after the course, most mornings I would read it out loud, what I wrote on the board, and really put it out there, and I really felt like that help make it come true. And some of the things I wrote on it is I'm a successful entrepreneur and businessman, and I wrote that when I was a sales rep.
You didn't even have a business idea yet?
No, I didn't.
Wow.
I earn over $500,000 a year. I'm strong, I'm certain, I have direction and purpose. I take care of myself and stay strong inside and out. I'm a stable, strong leader, even though now I am a leader of a team, and back then I was, I suppose just leader of myself. At that time, Wow. I wrote, I have the strength of all my ancestors within me. I'm loved, I'm desired, I'm wisdom, love and courage. I'm a solid rock, I'm unwavering. I trust myself, I'm authentic, open and true. And this is the bit I wanted to read out. Harden up, you're a man, keep your mind and body strong.
Wow, there you go. Let's give a hand for that. I think that's beautiful.
And another one that relates to that is, it's okay to carry the heavy weight of responsibility.
Wow. I think that's interesting for men, for your evolution, that the more that you evolve and that you grow, you have a greater capacity to be responsible for leading others or serving others, would we say.
And your family,
And your family. Yeah, which will go more into masculine stages of development later today, but I think that's a phenomenal takeaway as well. Wow.
Thank you.
And you had some values as well that you wrote for business. So what were some of the business values that you actually chose?
Well, you're great.
I've got it here as well. So I thought this was a great value here. He had high income, not dependent on time. And then he had fulfillment. And you've got being your own boss, and you've got helping people and adding value at a high standard.
Yes, so I wrote this again, still not knowing what business I was going to do.
Wow.
And I went to bring this here. I pulled it off the wall of my home office. I've had this up in front of me for 7 years or 8 years, whatever it is, and it's just there.
Just seeing his values.
And at the very top you can see. It's a bit hard to see, but I'll read it. I originally wrote, if someone else can do it, I can do it. And then I crossed out can and said, if someone else can do it, I will do it. And then when it all started working, I wrote, I am doing it.
So it's great. Let's give a hand for that. I think that's phenomenal.
And do you mind if I just add something that helped me a lot with my values as well? As all the little words I wrote near each value, like feel alive and passion, excitement, feeling masculine, freedom, joy, having choices, being authentic, being authentic, unlock potential and possibilities, make more money, maker of my own destiny, make a positive difference in others' lives, serve them. I'm a force for good, exceed expectations, living truth. You get the idea. And again, I wrote all this still not knowing what I was going to do. Yeah.
But Hammer can see that if you were reading that every day and you had it in your subconscious, that would really align you to create a great life. Hammer could see that. So I think leave a hand for that. I think that's phenomenal as well, how you've done that. And so then you reached out to me, and there was something along the lines of where this is also, men or women can do this, but a man, true masculinity, you'll see he'll put his whole life on the line or even die for what he believes in. That's a high level of masculinity if you really believe in something enough. But he was the one to put it all on the line. So he had a lot of courage and planning and self-belief, but he had a 31-page business plan. And I think you emptied your bank account from the divorce that you had. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then you had an investor in your own company selling protective gear.
Yeah.
And you had 6 people to choose from as a 40% silent partner.
Yeah, I had 6 people wanting to, and I didn't approach anyone.
Wow.
They were brought to me somehow by people that knew me.
Wow. And so then, long story short, you chose someone named Pete who gave you some investment money.
$250,000 he trusted me with that from my idea on a piece of paper.
Yeah, I think that says so much in itself. And then with that, you emptied your bank account. You now owe somebody else $250,000.
Yeah, it's a bit scary.
If your idea doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's not easy. So, regardless of where the money came from, it looks like that it started to work out for you. So we're going to see here, is there anything else before I start sharing the after story of just what advice you would give to people here, or what suggestions you would have if there are people here in this audience that they might have a business idea, and it could be coaching or it could be something else, but they might be hesitant to put themselves in a situation of risk to that degree. And I know for sure that there is no growth without risk.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would say to help people in taking that step forward into the unknown?
It is okay to fail. One thing that should be said is after I did the course, I tried. I'm not sure if you remember, Luke, but I tried Airbnbs. Like I rented the place, and it did quite well with an Airbnb type thing. And then 2 months before COVID, I rented like 4 more and put more money on the line, and then just wiped myself out. So I thought that was going to be the key for me.
So you lost some money in Airbnb?
Yeah, I lost about 15, 20 grand in
15, 20 grand in Airbnb.
So I suppose the reason I mention that is if you try something and it fails, don't take the lessons from it. And obviously that happened for me because the business that I ended up starting, Apollo, is way better suited to me, and is way better in every way possible. So I've heard you say, Luke, that in order to master something, you've got to do it for 10,000 hours. So musical instrument, martial arts, and so on. Yes. And I was looking to get out of my job and do something different, but the reality is I'd done 30,000 hours in the exciting world of hairnets and shoe covers and disposable gloves. I knew the market, I had a network and so on. And I actually, it's important that I mention that it wasn't my idea, even though it was so obvious now.
Whose idea was it?
My wife Paula, who obviously I'm hoping we get to talk about her at some point. I think she got sick of me complaining to her. We were in a candlelit bath in lockdown, in this shitty unit that I had after COVID, after my divorce, I mean. I was telling her all the things I was doing wrong. And then
you found a company, or you found a supplier in China.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I just went on madeinchina.com, and I had no idea, I was good at sales, but I had no idea about international procurement and dollars.
Did you already know that company you could get supplies from that company, or did you just put in Google
I had no idea.
Get protective eyewear or something from China? Or...
Yeah, the first container was those hairnets and the shoe covers.
Hairnets and shoe covers.
Products. But what I did was just contacted a lot of them, who I felt like we could trust with the communication. I got sample. I couldn't go visit them because of COVID, so I got samples sent over, and because of my experience, I could evaluate the products. And then I paid an external person, to go to the factory and do an audit. So I try, even though So I identified where I had weaknesses,
Yes.
and I took that seriously and moved very slowly and very carefully in areas that I was unfamiliar, where if it went wrong, it could all go pear-shaped and go be over before it started. And then I'd have to go get another job for working for someone else, which I didn't want to do.
Wow. So you source these products from China and on this madeinchina.com website.
Yeah.
And then you ship the stuff over. You found that the stuff did exist and it was real.
I opened it up and opened the first and I'm like, phew, thank God. It's actually all right. Yeah.
Didn't get sent a bunch of foam or something. All right.
Just quickly, I've got a bit of story in relation to that. When I ordered disposable gloves, because of COVID, gloves were so popular, the first container that landed was 260 grand. And it was running late, and I thought, if I open up the boxes and these are crap, game over.
So you had 260 grand worth of sales?
No. It cost me $260,000 for this one container, because the disposable gloves had gone up. So they were really expensive.
They raised the price because...
Yeah, because of COVID.
Because of COVID, they could see it was a great...
Yeah, and then it was running late, and then it was at the wharf, and there was an earthquake in Melbourne. How often is there an earthquake in Melbourne? And they showed photos of containers that the wharf tipped over, and I'm like, I hope no one else's product gets hurt, but I really don't want it to be. This is my first big container that I desperately... And anyway, it ended up... That's when it really took off. Everything was good. And
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
I would give a hand for that bit. I think that's amazing. And so from all of this, you've put 250 grand on the line, you've emptied your own bank account, you've got your first shipment, and you've started selling some things. Yeah. And then from there, the first year of business, how much would you have made in your first year?
The business has made $1 million every year. So year one, 1 million, year two, 2 million, etc.
Now the journey evolves and it's improved. And so basically what happened is, I get, all messages from a lot of different people, wanting to meet me or spend time, or they want to go out for, have a lunch or breakfast or something or dinner. And fortunately, because I've got 4,200 students, I can't always meet everyone privately for dinner. But when you wrote to me and said that, Luke, you want to hear this story because it's going to rock your world, it's going to be something that's going to stand out, and I knew that you'd had some significant success, I thought I'll come in here. So I end up meeting Paul and having dinner with Paul, and this is us here having dinner together in June 2022, where he first shared with me that he is now about to finish on his second financial year of $3.5 to $4 million. This was in June 2022. And now you said you're doing $1 million every 4 months now.
That's right.
And then he also shared with me that he started to give back and donating gloves to schools as well. But he also shared with me this, that your high school girlfriend reached out to you on Facebook. Is that what it was? So this is him and Paula here together. And obviously it's just so beautiful, the energy of the both of you. And he's saying that he's truly living the life of his dreams, and he's loved, and he's in his masculine, and he feels fantastic, and he's leading. And I'll get to that in a minute. But before, you didn't know about that slide, but I thought I was going to share that. I can't wait for that bit. But I just want to share, is there anything else that you would share for single people here before we move on? And also, I went to your wedding. I'm going to show a snippet from your wedding in a minute, but is there any other core primary lesson that you want to share for single people out there, that is what helped you to manifest your dream partner?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And what worked for me, which I know will work for a lot of you here, is be who you want to attract. Really dealing with your own... what you've done already, of clearing hurt, fear, guilt, shame, limiting beliefs. That's obviously the biggest part. And knowing your worth, so knowing your self-worth. And the most important decision I believe each of us makes is who we choose as a spouse or significant other. It's a huge, important decision that some of us perhaps have gotten wrong in the past.
Yes.
In the past. So that would be...
Great. So be what you want to attract.
Yeah.
And the other thing was... you said knowing your worth, and the other thing was that you were, as a takeaway, you obviously set a goal and put a focus into it and embodying the energy of it, and
also, this is a bit embarrassing as well. On my board, I wrote, ladies are attracted to everything about me.
Oh,
I wrote, like, take good care of yourself. So yeah, I mean, yeah, like, so in terms of if you want to be who you want to attract, like, if you, yeah, you know what I mean, like, you got to live it. You got to live it. Yeah, because you sometimes see examples of like some of Paula's friends are like, oh, I want a guy that's this and this, and I'm like, well, but you're not like that. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I want
it's kind of unreasonable.
Like that,
it's almost hypocritical. So I think you got to be authentic and honest and true with who you are, and then put it out there. And I'm very grateful and lucky that like, yeah, a month after the last course, Paula, who was my girlfriend in high school, she was 14, I was 15. And then she got her friend Hayley to drop me when we were in high school. And she found her journal after 6 months we were dating. She found her journal, and she kept the journal back then. Wow. And it said, "Oh, this guy Paul, I hope he asked me out." And then she said, in another page, it says, "We got on at the movies," which means kiss for those younger people. Got, yeah, yes, yeah.
That's phenomenal. And then you haven't just attracted someone, and now I know you have a beautiful depth and alignment, and I know you share photos with me on social media about the holidays that you take together, and you have someone that reserve time. You somebody that I can see that really prioritizes her, and I know that you're somebody that has done a phenomenal job at making her feel seen and special and significant. Is there anything for the people who are in a relationship now of some of the ingredients or habits or main lessons of what's helped you to not just attract someone but keep someone and make it continue to deepen?
Yeah, this definitely applies to women and men, but especially men. What a guy I met ages ago told me to watch Brené Brown, The Power of Invulnerability. It's the TED Talk. And so for me, a part of
Brené Brown, the Power
Brené Brown TED Talk, Power of Vulnerability. And so, yeah, I'd encourage, like, in addition to Luke's awesome teachings, this talks about when you're vulnerable. That's actually, like, a lot of men, you think, oh, vulnerability. Some men would think it's a weakness, but it's actually the greatest strength a man or a woman can show. Vulnerability. You're putting yourself out there, and you're going to get hurt. Like, someone will F you over. You'll get hurt. But it's worth the risk, because when you are your open and true authentic self, that's when you give the opportunity to people to see the real you and make real authentic connections. And
wow. And with all this inner work that you've done and all this transformation work that you've done, you invited me to your wedding. I was there with Paul, and I filmed this because I thought this song was sort of something you might remember. Oh, is it a video? It should be the video. Hang on.
Yeah, look, it was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life.
It was absolutely beautiful, and I think Z's going to share now just quickly, because
you might recognise the song.
Well, give him a hand. I think that's beautiful. Well done,
This is, guys, you need to choose your first dance song. but most women won't leave. But I was very lucky. I had to, like, chip away at that, and I got there in the end. That was important to me.
Now, this is his website. This is everything that he's offering now, and everything that he's selling in terms of all the protective equipment. And then Paul shared with his numbers recently from earning, how much were you earning a year in your job before? 200 per year?
Yeah, about 100k a year before, a little bit over.
100k a year before, and he was very kind to share with me his business numbers now. And he's actually currently doing right now, in March, they did 557k, April 547k for the month. So you're averaging about 550k a month now.
Yeah, and that's only for the last 2 months. That's a new record. Prior to that, we were below 500.
I think that's phenomenal. Let's give a hand. Well done. I think that's...
To do 7 figures or 1.1 million in 2 months, like, I didn't think that would ever
1 million in 2 months from 100 in a year.
Yeah. So I'm really, really grateful for that.
I'm grateful too. And I just want to share something here, because I don't know if you know about this, but Luke had to go through his emails. It says, urgent refund request. Hi, Luke. I just left you a message. We have some urgent house repairs that we need to attend to now. We'd like to request a refund from our 2 Master Prac payments for the Masters. And with my course, and We apologise for the inconvenience. Appreciate your help. You know what I honour about you, though, is another thing, is that some people, they were sent through for a refund request, and you guys will experience it with your clients as well, and if you haven't already, but that person, if they end up opening to you and allowing themselves to receive, but you still came in with an open, positive attitude about it.
Yeah, I did.
And he let go of, any of his judgment frames that he could have had, and allowed himself to just let me just do this prac and get this 3 days over. I didn't have, Luke didn't give me my money back. I'll just get through this and I'll walk out and I'll leave. But he actually said, no, Luke's honoured whatever his values are. I'm going to make the most of it. And, I just think that's it. And just so you know, when people ask me for refund requests, you're one of the ones that I used as an example. I said, well...
That's a good example.
It's a great example. It's amazing. So, yeah, I just think that people can only see so far with their beliefs. And obviously that's the power of the work. So I just think that was a phenomenal thing as well. So in all of it, final words to help people in achieving their goals from what they've set from here. Any other final words?
Yeah. I saw a guy speak in his 80s, and he said, life's like a battery. In order for it to work, you need positive and negative. So don't expect life to be all positive. Don't expect to be all negative. And, so obviously I still have some negative things going on in my life. Some of you know that my 15-year-old daughter's not speaking to me right now. But a positive thing that happened was Paula's son, who's 19. And if I think about how I was when I was 19, I was pretty immature and pretty selfish and wouldn't hug people or anything like that. And when Paula's son Jordan found out about this situation, he came in and said, he calls me Borg, but Borg, I just want you to know, we love you, you belong here, and he hugged me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Let's give him a hand. It's an amazing job. Great to have you, brother.